Hi Nick, so here's the video for you. I'm going to go all around the car so you can see it from all angles, and then I'll go up in close and show any bits and bobs that you need to know about. For one of these, it's a pretty clean truck. There are a few minor imperfections which I'll show you, but overall I think if you saw it in the flesh you'd be pretty pleased with it. I've measured the tyres. They are not too far off new on the back, and on the front they're about 5 mils, so about half worn, not even. So there's plenty of life left in them. So all good on that front, and they're all matching Continentals all round. Okay, so starting off with the front end, little bit of corrosion on the front bar running along here. Pretty standard on all of these. I will get the valeters to just go over it with a bit of sort of matte black just to cover up any imperfection, but that's there just so you know. Front grille is all good, nothing broken on there. Headlights and stuff and all the surrounds are all good. Bonnet's all in good order. There's a couple of stone chips, as you would expect, but certainly nothing untoward. Going round to the passenger side, the front wing is all good. Obviously all the wheels are in really good condition because they're not far off new, I don't think. Going down the passenger side, obviously the side steps are pretty agricultural side steps. They're nothing special, so you know, they're again slightly corroded on the metal parts, but more of a purpose side step rather than a fancy looking one. Very small imperfection there. If you open up the door, you know, light scratches. This aluminium that runs along here on both sides is that colour. That's just how they go. Standard thing. A little bit of wear on the inside there on the trim. A little bit of wear on here as well. Unfortunately, that is basically the sort of stuff you get with Defenders. It's all quite, if you know what I mean, cheap material that they use because they are agricultural. You don't get any sort of fancy leather or upholstery, and the plastics are quite cheap that they use on the dash, so they mark quite easily. That's just sort of the way it is. Carrying on down the passenger side, there's nothing else to show you on the bodywork. That's all good. Roof is all good. Passenger rear wheel. Going around to the rear of the car, where people have used the handle, there's some light scratching here. The valeters may be able to improve that with a sort of small machine polish, so I would try that, but just to make you aware of it. Both sides has a little bit of paint corrosion there. We have touched that in with the correct touch in paint, so it looks better, but just to make you aware, that is there. Small mark on the tyre cover there, and that's the other side of that, as I said. Coming around to the driver's side, that top panel is all perfectly good, no marks on any of that. The rear quarter is all good. Small chip there. And driver's side rear wheel. Driver's door has a few little marks on that have been touched in, so a tiny mark there and there. just a few basic sort of chips, and there is where some paint had rubbed off from someone coming in and out of the vehicle. That's been touched in with the right colour. Completely takes your eye off it, but up close you do see it. From a distance you hardly notice it. Front wing, all good. So that's it really on the driver's side. Tiny bit of corrosion around here, which is pretty standard on these again. All the way going across is all fine. Windscreen's all good. Roof is all good. A little bit of paint peeled off here on the wing mirror. Again, pretty standard procedure on these. Again, this trim is marked going down the edge where people have been in and out. Driver seat's in good order. Steering wheel, it's got a slight bit of wear on it. Again, that's pretty normal. It's a pretty cheap steering wheel that they use. A few marks where people have been in and out. Looking into the rear of the car, or the truck should I say. This again is pretty standard stuff with the Defender. Obviously it's used in the back. It's nothing horrendous, it's just, you know, the paintwork marks with anything that's put in it. So the only way to get rid of that is to have it, you know, resprayed in there, which you probably wouldn't do, because at the end of the day it is a utility vehicle and that's what they're used for in the back. And that's it. I'll get the video over to you, Nick.